Hello, and welcome to this screencast for using Google Apps for informal observation process. My name is Nick Agina, and I'll be showing you along the way. So, what do you need in order to conduct an informal observation using Google Apps? You need a Google Form template, you'll need a coded Google Doc template, you will also need a Google Sheet with the data from your Google Form, and you'll need to enable the Autocrat add-on in Google Sheets. And you might be wondering, what is Autocrat? Autocrat is a multi-purpose document merge tool that allows you to take data from a spreadsheet and merge it into a document via a template. Autocrat will take these merge tags that are created and mass generate personalized documents. So think of it as like a mail merge. You're taking your data and you're making multiple Google Docs. And to show you what the template of the Google form looks like is right here we have the sample form of what you'd be filling out. And what you'd have here where my mouse is going over would be the merge tags: teacher name, teacher email, date, class, time entered, time left, the administrator name, administrator email, the observation codes aligned with Danielson, the observations, the feedback, and is this informal observation evidence of concern. Here's the actual document that you would fill out and type in with your name, along with filling out all the information that I've shown you before as well. When you get your CHSD 117 informal observation template, what you need to do is you need to click the three dots, go to More, and go to Make a Copy. Ideally, you need to title it what you would like. I think it's best to do it by your last name, and you can personalize it as needed. So instead of it just being Agina, I'm going to title it Nick Agina. And I'm going to use that document. All right, we're going to leave that, and we're going to leave that. Okay, so this is the exact same thing. You just made a copy. And if you hit the preview button, this is the button where you're going to be filling out your informal observations. Okay? Now this document here is the template that you will use. It's going to be called the CHSD 117 Admin Training Informal Observation Template. Now when it's shared to you, you can only view it. You will not be able to edit it. But as you can see, the merge tags that match teacher name matches with teacher name. And these are case sensitive. So you have to make sure that when you want information to go from one place to another, that you're putting the correct information of where you want it. Okay, so this is what the form looks like. It looks exactly just like the informal observation form that we use. So I'm going to show you how this process works. So after you make the copy, I have a blank Google form. I want to fill it out with a couple people. I just saw my buddy Michael Krecker. I'm going to put his name in. I'm going to put his email in. We'll put today's date. We'll put the class, AP Government. We'll put the time entered. We'll say it was at 11:15, and I was there till about 11:27 today. I'll be the administrator, and I'll put my school email as well. And let's say during the observation, I saw he managing classroom procedures. He was communicating with his students and engaging the students as well. Just for any observations, students were engaged, feedback, great lesson on political parties. Is this an evidence of concern? No, and I submit. After I submit, as you can see in the original form that I've created, I have my responses here. All right, and we'll come back to this in just a couple minutes after I fill out a couple more. So let's say I left Mr. Krucker's room and I need to go to another teacher's, and we'll say Miss Orlov. So we'll say Jacqueline Orlov, if I can type correctly, period OR. And will be today's date as well. And you guys get the idea. I'm just putting in very similar information. And in a moment after I finish this one, I will catch you guys up after I place several of them in myself. Okay, now that I've had time to put in several observations, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go to your responses page. And you can see here I have 5 teachers that I've given informal observations on. And I'm going to click Create a Spreadsheet. And it's just going to be titled very similar to what the Google form is. You can retitle it or name it the same. And you're going to hit Create. Okay? So what's going to happen is all my information is going to be organized nice and neatly in this Google Sheet with the timestamps, the teacher's name, teacher emails, the dates, the class, the time entered, the time that I left, the administrator names, my the administrator email, the observation codes that were seen, the observations, the feedback, and if there's an evidence of concern. The next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to add-ons, and you have to go to get add-ons. An add-on is like a software extension to allow an application to do more. And what you are going to search is Autocrat. All right, and you're going to click Autocrat. Yours will be blue, and it'll say free because I already have the add-on installed. Mine says manage. You're going to click the free, and then it might ask you to allow the application to run. You need to click the allow button, or you're going to exit out of it. After that, you go to add-ons. Autocrat should appear here, and you're going to want to click launch. And it's going to do its little working thing on the bottom here. And Autocrat is going to recognize that you're not going to have any jobs set up. Now what we're going to do is create a new job. Now it's very important that once you have the settings of the job set up, you do not go back and edit them, because if you go back and edit them, any information that you have in your spreadsheet will completely run a brand new job, which I'll showcase in a second. So I'm going to title this Screencast Informal Observations. All right, so that's the name of my job. I'm just titling it for myself. All right, I'm going to hit next. And then you need to choose a template, okay? You can go into your drive, or recent ones will pop up, all right? And the one that I'm going to use is the CHSD 117 Admin Training Informal Observation Template. So it's this template right here that I showed you guys earlier, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to click Use, but if it's not available there, you're going to click From Drive. And what you've looked at before will pop up. You can just do a quick search, sheet CHSD 117 Admin Training. As you can see, this is my admin training observation template that I just recently had. I'm going to select it, and you gotta wait for it to populate right here. Boom. So then the next thing you're going to hit next, and you want to make sure the merge tags match up to what is listed in each column. And as you can see, we are all good. And then you hit next again. What is really cool about Autocrat is it allows for these merge tags right here, and you can personalize each file. So for example, I'm going to call each of these teacher name informal observation screencast. Now for this to work, it is case sensitive. So just a reminder, teacher name looks with the capital T and the capital N, matches exactly in the document like right here as so. All right, and you want to make sure that you want to do multiple documents. All right, and hit next. Now for step 5, you need to choose a folder. I've already pre-created a folder in my Google Drive, so I'm going to click choose folder. So in my Google Drive, I created a folder called the Informal Observation Screencast. And I'm going to click that. And then I also in there made the teacher informal observations. That's where I want all of my informal observations to appear. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to click my teacher informal observations. You don't need to double click, because if you double click, it's going to go in and you have to start from scratch. So you got to go back to Google Drive. You just need to select it like you're selecting it in blue, and then you're good to go. And then you're going to hit next. You don't need to do anything for the dynamic folder reference, so just hit next. For the merge condition, you don't need to do anything as well either, so just hit next. And now this is an option that's available to you, that if you want to share the documents and send the emails right away, you can. So I'm going to show you this and hit yes. So as you can see in here with the share docs and send emails, you have the choices of making this doc editable, view only, comment only, and other functions as well. You can decide within your personal settings if you want to make sure they allow collaborators to reshare or send email from a generic no reply address. I'm going to keep it no so they can contact me as needed. Okay, so what's going to appear here is a sample email. So when you're typing the email, you can use the merge tags. You don't have to individually type each person's email, which is quite awesome. So you just have to be sure you type it because it's case sensitive, which is teacher email. And I'll go back to the Google form to just show you that. As you can see right here, that's why I have teacher email. It has to be spelled exactly the same. All right. And if I wanted to, I could CC myself to make sure they got it. So it'd be administrator email, which once again matches up with administrator email. Okay? And I could type in the subject line. You could just type in teacher name, informal, and you could put today's date, which is 10/19/2016, and you can type a general message, and you can use the tags. You could put teacher name, attached is your informal observation from today. Please contact me with any questions. Mr. Aguinha. All right. After all that's done, you're going to hit next. And for step 9 for the triggers, you don't need to do anything. You just need to hit save. All right. After you hit save, what's going to happen is a gray bar is going to appear. And I have created a job called the Screencast Informal Observations. So now, anytime that I have information in the Google Sheet, and if I click the play button, it will run the job and create separate documents. So I'll show you right now. And this sometimes will take just a minute or two, depending on how many jobs you need to have be created. And it'll say the job has been complete. You can exit out. So I'll actually go to my Google Drive and show you the 5 different observations that appear. So this is one from earlier with Jacqueline Orlov. All the information is entered in its appropriate spot as needed. Okay. And if you need to make additional comments or you wanted to add some other feedback, you can just type good stuff, whatever is needed. That's why I love this app. You can just continue to add and do as needed. All right. Then you can exit out, go to the next one. As you can see, the names are different, all the information is different, just like how I had it organized in the Google Sheet. One of the other cool things I can show you now is the personalized email that each of my teachers just received. And as you can see, I CC'd myself on it, so not only did I get it, but if I click my friend Michael Krecker here, it's his name's in the subject line, in the email, and I can click and look at the Google Doc as it is shared. It's pretty great stuff. Some additional info is that department chairs, you guys can personalize your Google Forms to add drop-down menus of your teachers' names and emails. But when you're doing this, you need to make sure that you have the teacher's name clearly spelled correctly and the correct email. Otherwise, the email will not necessarily be sent. Also, as I showed you, you can have these Google Docs that you are creating sent to a specific Google folder, which I think is just fantastic. That pretty much shows just a simple overview of the Google Apps process for informal observations, along with how Autocrat can be used. I've used it personally for student reports to provide them feedback on a mock job interview project, and I also plan to use it in other situations in the future as well. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you need any help, I'm more than happy to help out as well. Just shoot me an email. All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye.